with it.
That's not bad.
So this is pretty much it for you then?
Yeah, I think so. The next bit. Yeah. Just like I would just be off right
Where were you guys?
now. I went down at Winnipeg doing like this whole week doing kind of like shop like different business. So like yesterday we were at like Exchange yesterday. Today we're at over on like Brooklyn, West Providence is.
Yeah.
And then we're actually going to Transcona tomorrow.
Okay.
Transcona is actually in there off of the St. Boniface or on Friday. So it's pretty much just like we go to like different. They had like 4 different businesses. One place was 2 little people.
Oh,
Next
nice.
one, yeah, it's like a tour, you know.
Yeah.
But it's pretty sweet. Yeah, we finished off at one of these. And so you're actually back to the shop after. It's kind of nice. Backing out after a little bit. Yeah. I think you like two hard complexes. So, how about you guys?
Like it's for morning show?
Yeah, I guess. Kenny, yes.
Yeah, I'm usually the guy who fills for Kenny. It's actually really.
Yeah. You started at 4. Yeah, 'cause you guys are like up right at like 6 doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those ones like I return ones, sometimes we usually do like the odd one on those streets. That one can sometimes kind of you only have it like this.
Yeah.
Hits, so you like that one. Can't hurt anything. You gotta get going.
Yeah, that's wild. I might even go forward about 25-ish minutes at the end. And that's good.
Yeah.
So you pretty much just have to have the beginning. It's like running in.
Yeah. We don't see it though.
Your latency is 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That always gets me. I usually like, I'm not sure which show.
Right.
There'll be somebody like,
Somebody's
wired
eating,
or something.
yeah, somebody's like, eating a restaurant and stuff. Cute.
And all of a sudden you like, you hear in your earpiece, it's like 20 seconds later. You're like, hey, the push something wrong with you. It's like, not like you can like take it off that. I had it once where it was, they were filming, I think they were filming something in Toronto, and they didn't switch back. Oh yeah. So I was like, oh, it's good on my end, and then I like looked like, oh, we can't see you. What do you mean? Like it's,
Maybe loud, it is.
like it's loud. It's like Toronto.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Do you guys shut down for the Christmas break?
The morning show, yeah, we don't. I think so, yeah, I think that's when we shut down for mine. I think we're back in action. Or, sorry, the following week.
Yeah,
it is,
like-
after, January something or something like that. But, yeah, me and Claire are still working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7-3. We still get in a little early, though, so. It's not too bad. Yeah, do you guys?
Yeah, actually, this is one of the first, well,
Oh, okay, I was worried it's on this Saturday. Yeah.
I've been working on it. No, he was out of Michigan, right? It's one of those things, no matter what.
Really?
Right, he's cloudy. Because he's been working, of course, there's maybe.
Yeah.
And I know this other stuff that also. Bit more of a splash, but.
Who knows the legend?
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's still a display, but basically. Very recently. Oh, yeah.
Random question about the website. How, like, I, you know, I kind of miss the, like, all the above the fold stories. Is there a reason why they took that away? Yeah. Yeah. Like in some, I mean, because when they have the top stories on the scroll down, you can see the rest of the content. Now I'm like, I'm a little confused with the top story. But like, I see like sometimes it's stuff that comes up when I
They need to still do that.
Yeah.
I don't know with the house, but I remember a guy named. Yeah, I saw him, he was at the.
Yeah.
City
Oh,
Hall,
made an
but
appearance, yeah.
but I mean, the city was perfectly.
Government stuff.
Yeah, I think that night they would be doing something.
Okay,
On
okay.
that song, and I'm like, holy, I haven't seen him in years.
Well,
Probably not.
yeah, I really enjoyed the way that they had it.
Who wants
It was really exciting.
Who's gonna have?
Feel like good to
It's gotta be
and
like, he remembers me, he remembers you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like, oh.
anybody else?
Thank you.
Who else needs one? Do you have anyone?
One more chair.
One chair?
Okay, just wait a moment before we get started. Okay, we're good to go? Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for coming out this afternoon. Obviously, I have a very serious matter that we want to share with the public. Just so you're aware, Sergeant Gary Mathis of our sex crimes units asked me just to provide you with a bit of context in today's release. He will be available to speak on the investigation to the best of his ability with respect to what we can and cannot share. Also have Superintendent Bonnie Emerson. She is in charge of community engagement. She's also here to answer any questions, as well as Sergeant Andrea Scott. She is involved in special investigations. So we'll do our very best to provide you with as much information as we can regarding this serious matter. Today, we're here to present an attempt murder investigation. We are asking for public assistance. This media release contains details that may be disturbing to members of the public, particularly those families directly impacted by matters involving missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, two-spirited, and gender-diverse people. The Winnipeg Police Service is asking the public to immediately contact 911 if they have information about the location of the following 3 individuals. These individuals are wanted on arrest warrants obtained by the Winnipeg Police Service Sex Crimes Unit. Joey Michael Audie, 35 years old. He's wanted for attempt to commit murder, assault caused bodily harm, uttering threats, robbery, and forcible confinement. Evelyn Marie McKay, 40 years old, wanted for robbery and forcible confinement. Romeo Chris Miles, 27 years old, wanted for robbery and forcible confinement. On December 10th, 2023, at approximately 4:10 p.m., officers responded to a Winnipeg hospital regarding the report of an assault where an adult female was being examined and treated for numerous physical injuries. It was reported to WPS investigators that a 27-year-old female was forced to attend a location on Carleton Street where she was physically assaulted, resulting in her losing consciousness, and that she was bound for a significant period of time. It was further reported to WPS investigators that the suspects eventually forced the female, who was still restrained, into a dumpster where she was abandoned. Her screams for help were heard when she was assisted and freed. The public should not approach these individuals. The assistance of the media in distributing this release is very much appreciated. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of these individuals is asked to call 911 immediately. Investigators at 204-986-6245 or Crime Stoppers at 204-786-TIPS. So again, that is the release that we're putting out today. And again, we'll do our very best to answer some questions. I think I have Sergeant Andrea Scott right now, who's just wants to share some information with you and her involvement. Andrea.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to speak with you in regards to the service's ongoing response to the safety of Indigenous women and girls. This was a brutal assault on an Indigenous woman, and I want to share with you specifically Division 41's safety strategies for Indigenous women and girls. Division 41 is comprised of sex crimes, child abuse, counter-exploitation, and missing persons, just to name a few. We work proactively with our community partners on a daily basis to collaborate, improve services, education, and provide an individualized approach to those most vulnerable within our community. We collaborate often with our partners within Winnipeg Outreach Network, CFS, Bear Clan, and Victim Services. We are committed to these safety strategies as a division and as a service. Thank you.
Okay, certainly open it up to questions. We also, again, have Superintendent Bonnie Emerson in charge of community engagement. She is available for questions as well. But if there are questions, again, we'll do our best to provide a response for you. Sergeant Mathis, I think we'll bring you forward. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Go ahead.
Do the victims knew the 3 persons?
We do not believe at this time, although it's early in the investigation, that the victim knew any of the subjects involved at the residence over on Carleton Street.
The press release says a significant period of time. Is there any sense of that hours, that days?
Yeah, this occurred over several hours. We believe that the victim arrived at the apartment complex at 24 Carleton in the afternoon hours of December 9th, which I guess would have been Saturday, and this incident would have continued on into the afternoon hours of December 10th.
she attend that location from volition or free will initially, or?
She attended that, that address was previously unknown to our victim. She attended there with another individual that we are still looking to find. We don't know, we have some ideas of who that person could be, but we're still in early stages of the investigation. But she did attend there with another individual who brought her to that residence that was far more familiar with it than her.
And that person is not one of the people.
That's correct.
Do you have any indication of why she went there?
No, I don't.
And what type of location is that on Carlton Street? Is it a home, an apartment building?
Yeah, 24 Carlton, it's right in the area of Carlton and Assiniboine for everybody, just for sort of a geographical reference. It's a multi-story Manitoba housing complex.
So she was significantly injured. I mean, her being placed in this dumpster, was she so injured she would have been unable to get out on her own? Is that?
Yeah, we've got, like I say, we still are, I don't know about early, but certainly at the midpoint of this investigation. The victim, we feel, was restrained in a manner which she could no longer defend herself. We feel that, I don't feel, I know, she was brought there in a capacity where she was physically placed in there by one of our subjects here with the assistance of another individual. And much of this evidence, I have no problem saying we've been able to see on video surveillance. It's disturbing, and it's a complete disregard for any kind of human life as far as I'm concerned.
And these three individuals named in the press release that are obviously known to police as they have mugshots here, were they out on parole? Is there any comment?
Yeah, well, I can tell you based on the charges that there's, particularly in the case of Joey Audie, that he's bound by a probation order and also a release order. So those are some of the charges you've probably seen laid within respect with the warrant that has been authorized. That was back on December 15th, which would have been Friday, is when the warrants have been issued. So we've done an exhaustive search utilizing the resources within the service at this point, which includes the Manitoba Violent Offender Unit, our community support units, obviously our frontline members and investigators. And at this point, although we've arrested 2 individuals within relation to this investigation as a result of a search warrant we did on December 14th at 24 Carlton with the assistance of the tactical, our tactical unit. We've been able to arrest 2 individuals, but we are aware that that Mr. Audie is subject to those two orders.
That's two suspects in addition to these.
Yeah, that's correct.
The refuse bin, is that also off
So-
Carlton?
I'm sorry?
The dumpster, is that also off?
It's right at the complex. Yeah, it's an exterior dumpster where the victim was definitely exposed to the cold and the sub-zero temperatures. Yeah, I think the victim was in there. It's, again, we feel the timeline is probably about an hour, but certainly incapacitated to a point where the victim, I don't know of any way she could have freed herself without the assistance of somebody.
Is there nature of the relationships between the aggressors now? What's their...
I believe they're associates, but that's all I could say at this phase of the investigation.
And how were these 3 individuals identified by police?
I don't want to go into all of that, but we feel very comfortable at this phase based on the elements of video surveillance, witness statements, identification processes that we go through, that these 3 individuals in particular, and specifically Mr. Audie, were directly involved in this incident.
Is there an area of the city where the 3 suspects named here are known to frequent more often?
Yeah, we do, but at this time, we won't be releasing that for investigative purposes.
Are any of these 3 residents of that building?
I don't believe so. I believe they frequent there, but I don't believe they're residents.
Can you tell us the names of the 2 people?
Yes, I can. Again, on December 14th, as a result of a search warrant to a residence at 24 Carlton. We won't be providing the suite at this time, but with the assistance of our tactical unit and sex crimes members and members of the specialized investigations unit, we've arrested Mil Lord Barrios, spelled Barrios, 28 years. And he's been charged with forcible confinement. And female Misty Bird, Bird, 26 years, who was also arrested on unrelated warrants and also the new charge of forcible confinement.
Do you have an indication of what people arrested and then these three were doing at that location? Why were they there?
All I can say is at this time, we know them to frequent there. Yeah. Yeah, investigative processes we deemed necessary to take place at that time. But like I say, the minute we've been able to identify our subjects here, the Winnipeg Police Service and every resource we have available to us has been progressively exhausting all measures to try and locate these people.
Police, was there any pictures or video or anything found from inside the unit while this was all going on?
All I can say is at this point, the investigation has significant video evidence.
Okay. Anything further? If not, by all means, you can contact the PIO if there are any other questions that come up later in the day. Don't mean to put you on the spot. Would you like to add anything, Superintendent Emerson? Please come forward if you do.
Now I feel I have to.
No, I said I don't want to put you on the spot, but by all
No,
means.
I think that, I just want to thank everybody for their time and just really offer our condolences to the young woman involved and the family. And again, acknowledge what Jason had mentioned at the beginning, that we know that these circumstances and these situations are happening far too often and that are very troubling to the community. And much like what Sergeant Gary Matthew said, that the resources of the police service and the number of units and members involved, that we have taken this seriously, continue to take it seriously, and doing what we can. I will be also sharing with our community partners the news release today and asking them to share it on this network, on their networks, so that the word gets out to hopefully apprehend these individuals as soon as possible. So thank you for your time.
What I can say is that the victim sustained significant facial injuries from the attack. She is released from hospital, and we'll continue with the efforts of the Winnipeg Police Service to provide everything we can with respect to victim services and giving her the support she needs long-term, as the trauma sustained from an event like this would be almost insurmountable.
Sorry, just one more as well. Was the victim reported missing at all?
No, no, it's not that type of situation.
Just double checking, you said that the dumpster was right outside.
Yeah, it's right at the complex. Yeah, it's an exterior dumpster.
Okay, thank you again. Appreciate it. Just on a side, is there anybody asking questions about Talbot and Watts?
Yes.
Okay, I can give you brief info on that, very brief. I was anticipating some questions. It won't be what you're looking for, I'm sure, but I might just save a few calls and inquiries this afternoon.